morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Viv.
And I'm Tyler, and you're listening to Treadmill Talk.
In Treadmill Talk, we'll sit down with industry experts in the world of health and fitness with some good banter and yarns along the way.
We're all about nutrition, training and lifestyle. Powered by Flex Fitness.
Hey guys, welcome back to Treadmill Talk. We're here today with episode 4, joined by a special athlete in the studio today.
What an achievement, we've already done 4.
We're up to number 4. So today we've spoken about nutrition, we've done food prep, we've done training for bodybuilders.
We have.
What are some of your key takeaways, or what are some things you've learned?
So probably some key things you can start your diet with.
Yep.
Just finding protein, meats and dairy, like the right things in the supermarkets. For me, because I don't know any of that stuff. Just learning about, you can just use your hand as a size portion.
It's a guide, The biggest one for me, nutrition-wise, was the amount of protein, especially for guys.
Yep.
Guys always think, the more protein, the better. The bigger I'm going to get, the more shakes I take. But there's a set amount of protein that, our bodies can only physically take on. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who haven't listened to the previous podcast or want to catch up on some of the information we've got, like I said before, nutrition, training for bodybuilders, food prep in there. So check out the previous episodes. There's a lot of good information and takeaways for you in there.
And we also have some great downloadables on our website. So check out our blog posts. We've got, weekly meal prep planner. We've also got key tips there. A few videos of Dan doing some workouts at Flex. So definitely just go through our website and also have a listen. On our episode today, we have Black Ferns Sevens player, Michaela Blyde.
She was born in New Plymouth. She's only 22 years old to date. Former New Plymouth Girls High student. She made her first appearance in the black jersey when she was still at high school in the Noosa competition. So that's a great
crazy
effort.
Michaela is HSBC top try scorer for Women's Rugby World Cup Sevens 2018.
Top try scorer in World Series.
Named DHL Impact Player of the Year in 16, 17 and 18.
World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year for 2016 and 17.
Also Commonwealth Gold for Black Ferns Sevens NZ. Far out achievement. So, Michaela, hi, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We're very lucky to have you in today because you just got back from San Fran. So it's been a couple of days, so we're very
How many?
happy.
2 days? 2 days? 3?
Tuesday morning we arrived.
And
What's
here
today?
you are.
Thursday.
Yeah.
We're very blessed.
Yeah.
So, we just wanted to start with Fast Five is where I get random questions and you just answer this or that.
Okay.
Active wear or normal clothes?
Oh, active wear.
Are you cook and wash your dishes or you cook and then wash dishes at the end?
Cook and wash.
HIIT training or weight training if you had to pick one?
HIIT.
I know you watch Love Island, so
Yes.
Heartbreak Island or Love Island?
Love Island.
Which one, UK or Oz?
UK.
Oh,
Definitely.
really?
It's almost the same as Shortland Street.
It's like
the
you
drama.
love Short. I know how much
So
you
you're
love
a Shortland
Shortland.
Street.
She's a huge
I'm
fan.
not even a
It's
Shortland
going
Street
to
fan,
Sundays.
But-
It's going to be 6 days a week, so I watch trash TV.
Yeah.
Like any girl would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last question, pasta or pizza?
Pizza, yes.
All right. Perfect. So we were just going to start off with your journey. When was the point when you were like, I think I'm going to pursue rugby?
Tell
Sevens?
us some background. I want
Yeah.
to know a bit of background because, and I know you've come out a bit of a track background as well,
Yep,
done some
yep.
sprinting and 400 metres, is that correct?
I tried 400, but it was mainly 100, 200.
Mainly
It was
100,
a bit-
200.
bit
Still
too
good.
unfit for 400.
Okay, yeah.
Too
400 is
slow for
probably
that.
the hardest. Yeah.
That's so funny.
For me, it first started when I was 5. So rugby was our first sport for myself and my 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Because both my parents played rugby. So it was kind of like I don't care, you're going to go play rugby. So
And having 3 brothers, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So I kind of had no choice.
Yep.
So I started when I was 5, just played for our little home club team in Taranaki, which was Clifton Rugby Club.
Nice.
Clifton, shout out to Clifton.
Shout
Rugby
out.
Club, yeah.
Shout out to
Taranaki.
Clifton. Yo. I played to about the age of 8, but because of how small I was playing with a bunch of boys and girls that were 2 years younger than me. Yeah. And so that in that way my mum could coach myself and my little brothers together because
Right.
it was difficult having 3
Kids.
because I've got the twins are my younger brothers, so it was difficult for my parents to be with 3 different teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I always play alongside them, but then it got to a point where I had to move up to the tackle age grade, and I think that was about the 9th grade or 10th grade or something.
Yeah.
But being this high and this skinny, I was kind of like, a bit nervous about playing tackle with the boys.
Yep.
So I decided, no, I'll go play soccer. So I played soccer for my primary school. I started playing for Taranaki at like the age of 12. Then I played for Central. So I had a pretty good pathway with soccer.
Yeah.
But then to the side, I also had athletics. I started athletics at 5 as well, doing mainly 100s and 200s at Colgate Games.
Yeah.
Represented Taranaki a couple times. Cool. But then I got to the age about of maybe 15. And it was quite funny because I literally, at that age, I was kind of thinking, no, I don't really want to do athletics anymore. And then the Sevens campaign came up. So it was kind of like one of those things
like
where it's like happens for a reason kind of thing. So I stopped doing athletics at about the age of 15. And then in 2012, my mum at the time was working at the Taranaki Rugby Union. She was the secondary school liaison officer. And so she was getting all the inside of things quite early. Yep. So she's like, she was saying to me, MG, you're going to have to go trial for this. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't really want to, but okay. She's like, no, I feel like you have to. So what it was called was the Go for Gold campaign. So there were trials all over New Zealand for any girls, any age, any sport who wanted to give Sevens a go. And so there were about maybe, I want to say like 60 girls from Taranaki that turned up to this trial.
Yeah.
And we did the yo-yo test, speed testing, and then just real basic fundamental skills. So your catch and pass, your tackling, breakdown stuff. Then a week later, it got broken down to 30 girls. So then we went to another trial. At that trial, the coach Sean Horan was at that trial. He was watching in the stadium, like just keeping an eye out on all of us. Like, to me, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, this is going to be cool. Like, let's play one game and then nothing will go forward from it.
Yeah.
I didn't really realise how big of a deal it was. Like, I didn't realise that it was for the Olympic Games. Like, it was potentially going to become like a professional job for women. I was just kind of like, I'm here for fun kind of thing.
Yeah, run around. And,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And so about 3 of us girls, myself, Gail Broughton, who's still in the team, and Lauren Burgess, we were the 3 from Taranaki that were picked to be in this wider New Zealand squad. Yeah. And so we just went to camps, just training at home. Obviously, it wasn't professional, so Lauren still had to work. Gail and I had to go to school.
Yeah. So this was still when you were 15?
16, just gone 16.
Okay.
Gail was 15. Yep. So we were the young ones of the squad, and it was quite funny turning up to camps. We'd gone to Waiouru, Hamilton, Auckland, Taupo, and I was kind of one of those girls that had never really held a tackle shield before. So I was still that real shy, skinny little white girl, like just hiding behind everyone. And it just kind of went from there. I just continuously made squads of 50, then it broken down to 40, 30, 20, and everything was just kind of falling into place. It was going really well, and in the end, it's just become a professional job for 22 girls now. You know, we're sponsored, we've got contracts, we fly business class, you know, it's just full-on job. So, no, it was actually quite a smart move to not do athletics anymore.
Yeah,
but I guess touching on the athletics, that's a big part of your success in the game today, is your speed is probably your biggest weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that majority of the reason that I was kind of cited in the first place was because I was very fast and very fit from soccer.
Yeah.
Once I started to go to more camps and that, I was told that I couldn't play soccer anymore, I couldn't play touch, I just had to play rugby for my school. So my year 13 year was a little bit boring, I guess you could say. So I started to lose a little bit of the fitness because I wasn't playing like 5 different sports.
Yeah.
But, you know, I stuck to it, and the speed is definitely something that helps with my game today, being on the wing. And it's quite interesting because I went from just training sprinting to then going into the sport where I've got to do Broncos, yo-yo test, gym twice a day, and then speed was kind of like pushed to the side a little bit.
Right.
So I kind of had to keep that up myself. But I mean, 6 years down the track, I've still got it. So it's still very helpful. I'm still on the wing, so that helps. I'm not putting the props yet, so it's a good start. Yeah.
I find it interesting that you say that, you know, speed's not a massive focus of the training, where, like in the game of sevens, there's no substitute for speed. Yeah. You know, if you've got speed, you've got a massive leg up on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It was kind of one of those things at the beginning where if you want to be fast, then work on it yourself. Nowadays, we've had our new trainer, Brad Anderson. He's been with us since the start of 2017.
Okay.
And about 3 trainings a week, the first thing we do is speed.
Yes.
Right.
So he's really emphasised it in the last 2 seasons, which I feel has helped me massively, because before the Olympics, I lost quite a bit of speed.
Yeah.
And I remember getting told by my coach, who's obviously not our coach now, he said to me, "You're not fast enough to be on the wing." So I had to go into strike prop. which is a very, very...
How did you take that? Like,
At
that's
first
a big thing.
I low-key offended because I was like, well, I'm only here because I'm fast. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, it's a new position. Competing in the scrums and the line-outs was something I never thought I'd ever do. But in that season leading into the Olympics, that's my main focus was those scrums and line-outs. Yeah. But yeah, that didn't really work because I didn't make the Olympic team. So it was kind of disappointing because I thought I would have a better chance on the wing. Yeah. But at the time, I simply just wasn't fast enough. And that's fair enough because you can't compete at the Olympics being 50%. So I took it on the chin, whatever, moved on from it. But then when our new coach came along, who used to be our assistant coach, he was like, nah, Minnie, you're a winger, you're not a prop. So he had faith in me to bring back my speed, bring back my fitness, and since then I've just been on fire pretty much.
Yeah.
Like I can't play anywhere else now.
Especially with your speed. I know. Yes. I was sitting watching the game, and there was times where you had the outside, and I'm just yelling at the screen, go for it. I'm like, back yourself and go.
One of my worst fears is getting taken out. So it's a real. My assistant coach Corey Sweeney, he's been in the background. He's been our trainer for Bay of Plenty for a little bit, and he has kind of taught us to accelerate, then decelerate and cut back in. Yes. Because then that brings in about 3-4 defenders. So it's worked out quite well for me. But I'll only take the edge if I know I won't get taken out. But if there's any chance that I'll get touched by the sideline, I'm like, cut back in. Nah. I mean, in all honesty, the way our team plays, the only reason that I get those spaces on the outside is because of the girls that are playing at centre in the middle. They're doing so much work, it's ridiculous. I'm getting all these try-scoring awards and that, but I feel bad because half of them are because the girls that are on my inside are creating so much space for me. I literally just have to run straight. They're the ones turning over the ball, distributing the ball very well because my passing is at like 40%, let's be honest. And they're making all the tackles for us to still be able to have the ball. So honestly, it's all credit to them.
Do you have races at training? Is there something that you like to do?
It's all of us. Honestly, it's all of us.
So competitive?
Yeah, we are extreme. Ruby Tui is the worst. Honestly, she is the worst. She's like, we'll be having our 20-metre sprints that we have before our skills training. Yeah. And she's like doing the whole running over the finish line going, have I won? Like, she's honestly the worst. And she'll scream if she wins. Like, she hates losing.
I hope Ruby's listening to this. So.
Let's hope so. Honestly, she's... But it's good because it makes us train harder and it makes us want to be better. So if you have people that are kind of like, it's okay, you can win. It's like, well, no, you don't want push me, kind of thing. So no, it's really good.
Give us a rundown. Yeah. What's a weekly of when you are training for like Commonwealths and stuff like that?
A normal training week when we're not in camp. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have speed, fitness and skills in the morning.
And they go for?
Maybe like
an hour
and a half. Yeah. An hour and a half. 2 hours maximum. Yeah. And then we'll have gym in the afternoon for, again, hour and a half-ish. Yeah. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have Thursday off. Yeah. And then Friday is the same, skills and fitness in the morning, gym in the afternoon. And then we train on our own on Saturday morning. We've got to do our own fitness on the morning. So whether that's going for a run on the road, another fitness session on the field, or a bike session, like it's of your own choice. Yeah. But it has to be aerobic, so... It's got to be cardio. Yeah, it's got to be cardio.
Are you using heart rate monitors or anything like that? Like, what sort of technology are you using with your training?
The only time we use that is when we're in camp as a squad, when we've separated into our regions, not so much. But we have the GPS bras with the GPS and the heart rate monitor to do all that techno, how many Ks we're running, how fast we're running kind of thing. So that's always in camp. Outside of camp, not so much. It's just too difficult because our trainer lives in Auckland, and then our coach lives in Auckland as well.
So tell me a bit about your strength training when you are sort of in the gym. Is strength a big focus? Are you focused on putting more muscle mass size, or are the wingers focusing on purely speed? Or what are you looking for?
One of the main focuses that we have when we come back from off-season, our trainer always says you have to come back ready to train. It's not that you've got to be fit. You don't have to be as strong as ever, but just be on your feet and be ready to train. Don't have any niggles. Don't have any illnesses. You need to be ready for training. And I think that's probably the main focus when it comes to off-season. I remember last off-season, most of the girls went on holiday, but it's kind of like ingrained in our mind that we've still got to do something.
Yeah.
You can't just train 24/7 and then stop. Like it's really, really difficult. And so naturally we'll do something. Naturally we'll go for a run. We'll go to the gym just because we want to.
It's part of your DNA. Like
You're
not built to sit on the couch.
It's our job. We're still getting paid in that off season to train. Obviously it's
What
not
do you like
full-time.
to do at the gym if you could choose?
I don't really have a favourite.
Yeah.
Probably upper body,
Yeah.
But I would say only
look
because
at your
that's my
arms.
strength.
Shout out to Michaela's arms.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
big
you.
arms.
We have to get a photo.
Get a photo of it.
Yeah.
And it's not like you look like you missed leg day either, so.
I don't mind leg day. I don't mind leg day, but it's probably not my biggest strength in all honesty. Especially when I compare to the other girls, I would say it's more my upper body.
Yeah.
No, I'm not the strongest in any area. I don't have the strongest bench press. I don't have the strongest pull-ups, but it's definitely something that I pride myself in.
Yeah.
But I do have to, keep up with the leg day because if I'm slow, then I don't have a job, So I'm going to be put in the forward. So I need to obviously keep up with that sort of stuff as well. But I definitely, I can't stand core. Core's a myth.
Core's hard.
It's a myth.
Yeah, who does
You're doing
core?
core when you're doing everything. You've got to engage your core. So doing separate stuff to the side, I'm just like, oh, really?
We'll make sure your trainer's probably not listening to this.
Like, sorry.
He's going to probably giggle about it because he knows.
He knows,
And then he'll probably be like, I don't care, Minigo.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
Do you have a specific diet?
Not so much. The first 4 years leading into the 2016 Olympics, I feel like that was pushed quite a bit.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm kind of like, I'll eat what I want, but I've just got to train it off the next day. Cool. Obviously, it's like the training thing. It's just naturally that we've got to eat meat and veggies. Like, it's just what you got to do. But my diet in the last 2 days has been McDonald's, butter chicken, and Thai. So I've enjoyed myself this last 72 hours since being home.
But to put that in context for those that are listening that aren't an athlete and training, like you're training up to 3-4 times a day. Twice a day for like 6 hours.
Yeah,
so we're burning it off. It's not like it's just sitting there.
And then that's what I'm saying, putting it into context, you're doing a lot of work versus
compared to a person that would go to like a 1 hour session.
Yeah, absolutely. But our nutritionist, Dane Baker, who's also with the Chiefs, he's really good when it comes to giving ideas of what we can and can't eat kind of thing. And we do have our likes and dislikes, and he understands that, so he works around that sort of stuff. So he's really good with it. But when it comes to the protein, your creatine, your pre-workout, that sort of stuff is not pushed. It's pretty much, if you want it, it's there. We have protein at the end of our trainings in a chili bin, and our trainer will distribute that every training. If you want it, you want it. If you don't want it, fair enough. But we are definitely pushed to eat protein or of some sort after training. So that's definitely pushed. For me personally, I don't really like protein shakes. Like, it's kind of been one of those things that I've grown up with since starting 7, so since 16 years old. And I've learnt what I can work around and what my body reacts to, I guess you could say.
With sevens, it's like All Blacks, and then there's like sevens rugby for guys. Do you feel like it's a overlooked thing, like with women?
I think we bought contracts in around, what was the year? Maybe 2014.
Yeah.
And because I remember the first contract I was on.
Yeah.
And I don't mind spelling about this. I was on a contract of $7,500 of
Far
1 year.
out.
And that's obviously before tax. So all up, I probably earned about $4,000.
Oh, wow.
So for some of the girls, it was completely different, obviously. But yes, at that time, most of us still had to work or study. So for me in 2014, I just finished school. So I couldn't afford to move away from home. I just simply couldn't. So I stayed at home with my family. We're dairy farmers, so that was easy. I just worked on the farm with my dad. But then I was also studying distance learning with Massey University. So for majority of the girls leading into the Olympics, that was our life. We had to wake up early in the morning, go and train, go to work or go to university, and then train after work in university. So it wasn't like it was full-time at all. And yet we were a professional team who were travelling overseas, got given all this Adidas gear, but yet we still had to go to work. So it was difficult at the time. But I think it's been completely different since about 2015, 16. But yes, we were overlooked big time. We weren't given the sponsors. We weren't given the money that we deserved. But, we worked hard. We proved to the whole country that, you know what, we're the best in the world.
Exactly.
And we got what we deserve. So now we're full-time. We've been full-time since, I think, around
Around
I think
the
about
Olympics
2015,
time,
2016 that we've been full-time and properly looked at as a full-time team, professional team.
Yeah.
It's improved massively. Like, for example, in 2012, when the first team was selected to go to the Oceania tournament in Fiji or something, the jerseys they were given were men's sizes. It wasn't a woman's size 12 or a woman's size 10. It was a men's small or a men's medium.
Right.
And so at the time, we were kind of like one of those teams that were like, oh, you can just have the leftovers.
Yeah.
Right.
But now we've got fully fitted jerseys that are for women.
Yep.
We look like ladies.
Yeah.
We've got actual like shorts that make us legs look very toned, not like your boyish ones that are like down to your knees. No, we look awesome now. So
Nice.
we got all the gears and it's completely different now. So it's really good. Yeah.
Do you think it's the success that you're having, or is it maybe the skill level of the woman has increased, or what's your opinion on it?
I would say it's probably a bit of everything. You know, the skill level has improved massively over the last 6 years. Teams struggled to catch and pass back in the days, but now it's just incredible. You can't take any team lightly.
Yeah.
It's so much harder than what it used to be. And I guess the fact that with our success, obviously we were quite successful in the World Series. We won like 2-3 World Series in a row. We've only lost 2. The one recently and then the one leading into the Olympics. And then obviously getting a silver at the Olympics, which was disappointing at the time.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, I mean, I was in the stands. I was a travelling reserve. I didn't get any of those goodies. I didn't get a medal, and I was there as like a sub, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And to look back and think, you know what, those girls did amazingly from what we were going through and to still get silver is incredible. So, yes, success has definitely helped. And the fact that we're winning tournaments is, you know, people are wanting to watch us.
Yeah.
If we weren't, it would be a little bit more difficult, obviously, because they were like, oh, they suck anyway. But we're not. We're really, really good. And we're really successful. So I think that helps bringing in the supporters as well.
Yep. When you say things that you're going through at the Olympics, is that the professionalism not quite there? Is that
more so the fact that our culture wasn't right?
Okay.
Every team goes through it. Every single professional team goes through it. And it's interesting talking about it to people that aren't in our environment because on the outside, as weird as I put that, it looks like we're just this professional team that get given everything that we want. We're travelling overseas, blah, blah, blah. But on the inside in the environment, it was evil. Like it was just there was no love. It was, everyone was just tunnel vision. I want to make the Olympic team. And so it kind of turned into quite a negative environment. And like without putting the blame on any individuals or whatsoever, it was everyone. It was everyone contributing to the negativity. And if you haven't got your off-field culture right, then your rugby isn't going to work.
on the field?
Exactly, yeah. And so I think that's what's made a massive 360 change with having Alan Bunting as our coach. The first thing he did when he was appointed as our head coach in October 2016, he focused on our culture. Off-field stuff is the most important thing before our on-field, because if you're hating each other, you're going to hate each other on the field. But because our culture has just been pinpoint, we've just got this incredible bond. We love each other. You know, we have a good relationship with not only each other, but with the management. And so our on-field has just been good, and everyone can see that now. And every time we get interviewed, everyone's like, tell us about this sisterhood. Tell us about this bond, because we can see it, but you guys are the ones that are feeling it in there. And it's an unbreakable bond, honestly. And that's
cool.
been helping us in the last 2 seasons, that's for sure.
If you're not, clicking off the field, when it comes to working hard to make that extra tackle or chase that person down, it's not going to happen.
Or even the communication. Like,
absolutely.
If you're not communicating properly as a team, it's a bit tricky, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What's like the biggest challenges of being in that sport and a professional athlete?
That's a funny one because, in a professional environment, you're getting all this. Well, obviously, we're not the highest paid team, but we're getting paid. We're getting the free gear. So you would think, they're living such a beautiful life.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that just probably wasn't working well was our relationship with management.
Yeah.
We had a completely different management team to what we do now. And if players aren't working well with the coach or with the trainer, then it kind of just turns into this really negative environment.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. So, and our own management weren't working well together. Obviously, you have your arguments with everyone. That's just life. But it was like an argument every day. Yeah. It just wasn't healthy. So, being in that professional environment, it's harsh. Yeah. If you're not playing well, you're cut. Like, you got to get a job.
It is a cutthroat industry.
It is. It really is. If you're not playing well, you're not in the team kind of thing. Yeah. So you've got to perform every single tournament. You've got to perform at every training. Because if you don't, go get an office job, because
Right.
you can't, you just won't be in the team. So it is a really harsh environment, and I think that kind of got to everyone's heads leading into the Olympics. It was like, crap, like I need to be here, or I'm going.
Yeah.
I need to go to the Olympics. I need to make that team, because it was obviously our first Olympics for women's sevens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everyone wanted to play really well. They wanted to be in that team.
Well, who doesn't want to
Exactly. Who
gold
doesn't
medal
want to
at
be
the
in
Olympics?
that? Yeah. It's making history. It's the first Olympic team for not just us, for any women's team, because it was our first time sevens being in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it the best at Olympics that we could. But we've learnt some lessons, and we had to start somewhere. We've started somewhere, and now we're going up from there.
Upwards
so
now.
it's been really
silver's
good.
not a bad
No.
place to start.
Exactly, exactly.
You've only got one more to jump up until you're at the top.
Exactly, and I think the fact that to get a silver, you've got to lose a game, whereas if you get bronze, you've won that game to get bronze. So it's a completely different emotion when you're winning silver and bronze and gold, obviously. But, getting silver to Australia was probably not what we wanted.
Right.
It wasn't our campaign was called Go for Gold, not Go for Silver.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to follow on with that campaign name.
And probably the hardest team to lose against, right?
Oh, absolutely. But in saying that, Australia just were playing amazingly. That whole series leading into the Olympics, they were unbeatable. They really were. And they were dominant.
Yeah.
And in the end, they won. So all credit to them, because they just had an incredible season. And we couldn't win a tournament, so we were struggling.
Yeah. But come 2018,
Exactly.
it's a whole different story.
Yeah, and we've just turned it around completely. Yeah.
Commonwealth gold, World Cup gold.
Yeah, we it was interesting, the World Series leading into this year. So we started in Dubai last year in December, and we came 5th.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a very good start, and we started panicking because it was like, crap, are we going to begin that trend where Australia dominate in the pinnacle event years?
Yeah.
Because that's what happened in the Olympics. They played amazingly from Dubai onwards. Olympics, they won.
Yeah.
Whereas that's when we started to kind of go downhill, and then we stayed here, and then went like this, and then
Right.
kind of went up a bit, and then got silver.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to continue that trend.
Yeah.
But we didn't exactly get off on the right foot, because we got 5th in Dubai,
Right.
and then got a hiding from Aussie in Sydney this year in February or something. So we were a little bit nervous. We were like, the next tournament was Com Games. We changed some things. We focused on Aussie's game plan, because how the tournament was working, if we were going well, we were always going to come up with Aussie in the final. So we focused on that. But in saying that, we still focused at one game at a time. I can't remember who we had first. Oh, Kenya. So we got Kenya and South Africa done out the way. Then we had Canada in our last pool play.
Who are pretty good.
Who are pretty good,
they're not a
and
bad
when it
team,
comes to pinnacle events, they do step up.
Yeah,
When it comes to playing against the black jersey, they step up.
Yeah.
So we had to get through that game first too. And it was funny, because we ended up having like 5 girls on the field at a time, because myself and Sarah Goss got a yellow card, and they still couldn't beat us. That's how on fire we were at the time. We focused on that Commonwealth Games. We had a really, really good training week, or 2 training weeks previous, even though we lost Ruby to the mumps. We lost another girl to injury just after the team was named. We lost Tyler in the warm-up for the final.
Yeah.
So our 13th player had to come into the changing room ready to be on the bench, So it was a hectic Commonwealth Games build-up. It was ridiculous. But we always knew that we were going to come up with Aussie in the final.
Yeah.
And as the whole country saw, it was a ridiculous final.
It was crazy,
Went into extra
I
time.
do remember that.
But I feel like if we had the culture that we used to have back in 2016, we wouldn't have won that
Wouldn't
game.
have got through,
But because we had each other's back,
Yeah.
we'd gone through all these adversities previous to the Com Games, and that built this massive connection. We were like, you know what, we may have lost a player to sickness, we may have lost someone into injury in the warm-up, but we were kind of like, that's all right, we've still got this.
Yeah.
We're okay. We were calm, we were collected, and we were confident, and then it showed in that game. We ended up winning. Thank you, Kelly Brazier.
I think everybody
Shout
was
out to
standing
you.
and yelling
We were
at her.
like, oh my God.
I was just hoping she didn't run out of legs on that try. I was just,
Oh,
But Kelly's like the fittest in the team.
Yeah.
So she's one
She
of those
seems like a
girls-
worker, like
she
just-
is.
yeah.
She's like, I'm going to say her age. Sorry, Kelly. She's 27 years old, and she's a freak. She's still...
which is still young.
It's so
young.
young.
I'm like, what?
She's been playing for New Zealand for like freaking nearly 10
million
years or something,
Yeah.
and she's still she's beating the young girls in a Bronco test,
Yeah.
It's no surprise that she was the one that could step up and still run 80 metres in the 15th minute of a game, So Yeah, it was really cool to see her running that last 80 metres because I was on the other side of the field absolutely buggered seeing stars. But then all of a sudden she scored and I was okay and I could run over. Oh, the adrenaline was woo.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys must have been so happy at the end of that. Like, what was
crying.
everyone, like everyone feeling like, what?
I could, because we get given the games on our phone on game plan so we can analyse it in that. And when Kelly scored that try, when Aussie scores a try, the crowd was insane.
Right.
We scored a try, it was still insane, but
not
nowhere near as loud.
Yeah.
And so when Kelly scored that try, it was a beautiful sound to hear silence because it was like, yes, like that's because you guys have just lost. Yeah. It still felt like a home crowd to us though because everyone had family over there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people that had family of friends of family were over there, you know. Yeah. So it was ridiculous. It was like a home crowd for us. So that was definitely helpful. It pushed us for that final because we knew that we had family there cheering for us and crying with us and panicking with us, you know. So that was the best 80-metre sprint that I've made to someone who had scored a try because usually I'm just like, oh, yeah, whatever,
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to go rest. So, no, we were in tears. We were in tears and screaming and cheering at the same time but crying and dying of like
needing
dehydration at the same time. Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Talking about sevens, like you're in the 14th minute of the game, you've absolutely got nothing left in the tank. What's your drive or what gets you going?
When it comes to fitness, I like to think of myself that when I'm doing this particular sprint, the last rep or whatever, I imagine that it's that last sprint in that 14th minute of the game. A prime example is the one that we've just played, obviously, in the World Cup. We had a scrum, and the last play of the game, we were up, I can't even remember what the score was, 20-something nil.
The final one?
Yeah. And
20-0. You won 27-0 in that game.
Oh, yeah. So it was 20-0.
Yeah.
I just scored my second try and I was done. My physio came over to give me water and I was like, it's because you've got 5 subs, obviously. I said, is that all 5 subs done? And she's like, yeah, you've got to stay on, Minnie. And I was just like,
you gotta go.
Really loudly. And she's like, just think of all the times that you've been in this. I was dying. I was like, like going like this, like trying to find some oxygen because I was dying. And she's like, how many times have you been in this situation when there's no subs and you're tired and you've got to stay on? And I said, I've been on this situation too many times. Like, I was angry. I needed a break. But then I was thinking to myself, I had my partner in the crowd.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I've got my family watching me. And if they see me come off because I'm tired, they'll be disappointed. You know, you come off because you're told to, not because you want to kind of thing. And then so we had that scrum and we called our move, which is that one when I run the short ball off the centre. Yep. And Gail, who was my centre at the time, she looks at me and she's like, you're right, Minnie. And I didn't talk. I couldn't talk. And so I was like this guy. And then she turned around to Kelly to say, no, she can't do it. And Kelly was like, too bad. Like, we're doing it. And Gail's like, sorry, Minnie, you've got to do it. And I was like, it's okay.
Okay, sis, you got this.
I looked at the clock and the hooter had gone. So I was like, okay, it is the last sprint that I have to make until September for pre-season. It is the last time I've got to put 100% effort into something until pre-season. So I've just got to do it. And in the end, I scored. And so, you know, just little things like family.
Thinking about,
you know, you're not going to die. I always say to myself, you're not dying. You may be like
what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, exactly. You may be physically stuffed. You may be struggling to see the sky right now.
Yeah.
You may be seeing stars on the ground, but you're not going to die. You're going to be fine. So, you know, it's everyone's got personal ways of motivating themselves to get up.
Yep.
But, I mean, you're representing your country.
Exactly.
So that should be enough motivation to get up and do what you've got to do. Yeah.
And I think New Zealand as a nation, you know, how many, you know, guys or girls would love to put on their black jersey. So I think that's always something that, you know, you're not just representing yourself and your family, it's the whole country, which must be a special thing for you to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. To be, you know, in that role model position for young girls and boys around the world and in New Zealand, it's just incredible. And to be able to say previously we weren't a team that people knew. You know, you'd say, who's the Black Ferns Sevens team? They'd be like, who? Is that hockey? Like, what are you on about? But now, you know, we've got our jerseys on for sale in the Adidas store.
Yeah,
you know, it's finally getting to that point where people can properly support us.
Yes.
They look up to us like we're the All Blacks. And, you know, there's always going to be that difference. The All Blacks are always going to be up here.
Yep.
The men's sevens are always going to be a little bit up here, but we're kind of like...
you're getting close.
I'd almost say we're equal right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've got young kids coming up to us at every tournament, when we go to games just at home.
Yeah, what about in
San
San Fran? Like I seen on the news, like there was people coming up getting your autographs, like that you were received so well.
We get it to every single tournament. Cool. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of support that we have around the world is crazy.
Yeah.
They're probably from USA, from San Fran, and they still wanted to support us.
Yeah.
They were wearing All Blacks jersey, and they were wearing like even just random things that were from New Zealand. It may not have been a Black Ferns jersey, but you could see that they were supporting us. They would have the New Zealand flag, New Zealand scarves. Like, it was amazing. And obviously back in the day, like they'd just come up to us because we were wearing that jersey. Right. It's not like they knew who we were, but they were like, holy crap, you're a Black Ferns player, I want your signature.
Yeah.
And now it's to that point where they are saying your name in the crowd. It's like everyone knows who we are personally, and so they're wanting to come up to us and have a photo and have get our autograph and that. It's awesome. Like, it's an incredible feeling to know that we're role models to these people and they're wanting to meet us and that, want to know who we are. It's incredible.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, for me personally,
a couple of World Cups. You've done a couple, and then you'll carry on.
So I've been in the squad since I was 16.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to myself, I've said it a couple times now, if I make it to 26 and I'm still in this environment, that's 10 years, I'll be happy.
Yep.
But for me, like, I've got my partner. He plays rugby too for the Chiefs, as you would know, Viv. And
so what's his name?
Aidan Ross.
Aidan, shout out to you.
Yeah, love you, darling. So he's same age as me, we're just rugby freaks, we're just wanting to represent our country. Yeah. He wants to carry on playing for the Steamers and the Chiefs, he's a rugby mad guy as well. So for me personally, if I make it to the 2024 Olympics, I'll be stoked.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything that I do from now is a bonus for me. It's just an absolute honour. And so if I make it to 28, if I go play at the Olympics in 2024, for me that will be everything.
Dreams.
That will be dreams. Yeah. That's my goal.
Cool.
And then from there we'll have to see, because
you'll get married.
I
need some babies. You need a ring.
I need to make little like Black Fern babies. So
exactly.
If I make it to 28, I'll be happy.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Just to all those girls out there that are listening or will listen to it, definitely give the game a go. You never know what could happen. There's so many opportunities for girls to represent their region, represent their country at such young ages as well. So it's incredible. But definitely follow the Black Ferns Instagram page. Cool. You'll see everything on there of what we go through, all the achievements that each player does, the scores, and same with the All Black Sevens Instagram. They're the same as well. But follow Black Ferns because they're cooler. Interesting.
Give them a bit of
but also, there's the 15s girls playing in August, I think. So give them a watch out, give them a follow. They'll be on our Instagram page as well. So I think they play in Sydney, and I'm pretty sure they may play in Auckland or something. So definitely keep an eye out for them and give them a massive support.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been,
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This has been the easiest interview ever. It's just like a casual conversation. I love it.
Exactly. And that's
Why
the
can't
thing.
every interview be like this?
Why can't every media press release be like this?
I know.
Exactly. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. Make sure you grab a free trial at any of our flexes. Come along and see what we're all about. Also, check out on our website to get free downloadables and also blog posts that are related to the current podcast. And that's it. Au revoir.